Hi, my name is Namwa Prue, co-host of Future Shop TV, and I'm here to welcome you to the first in a series of sales training videos. These videos will provide some vital tools which will pave the way to an exciting and lucrative sales career. The sales track contains 9 sections, and these we affectionately refer to as the company track. This first section is called the opening, and in it we will discuss topics such as approaching the customer, greeting, and floor awareness. Right now, I'm going to hand you over to Caroline Shine, Future Shop's Training and Development Manager, who's going to tell us about being mentally prepared.
When you arrive at work, it's very important that you're prepared for the day ahead. This is done by being on time, wearing your name tag, being dressed according to our dress code, and being mentally prepared. Before work, it's important that you allow enough time for your morning routine so you really set yourself up for a positive and successful day.
Okay, so as well as being mentally aware, I gather it's also important to be floor aware.
Absolutely. Floor awareness includes security, merchandising and tagging, making sure that all of our customers are taken care of and nobody's walking, and SWAT.
Floor positioning is a vital element of security. Always position yourself so you can observe your whole department. Should you need to leave your department for any reason, be sure to get a colleague to watch the area for you. If you are on the phone, always have your body positioned so that the floor can be seen at all times. This will allow you to make eye contact with a customer seeking help and keep an eye out for any problems. Theft, both internal and external, is unfortunately an everyday reality in our industry. Remember, there is no such thing as a typical thief. So rather than looking for a certain type, look for these signs. Someone who is looking around at people rather than at products. Someone who is wearing an unusually heavy coat for season or the weather. Someone who is fidgety or making nervous jerky movements. Someone entering the spots in the store where they can't be easily seen. Someone who won't get eye contact. Shoplifters, by definition, do not want to be noticed.
Hey Eldon, how's it going?
Excellent.
Great. Have a good day today?
Yeah, really good.
Excellent. Just check your bag there.
Thanks.
Wow. It's empty. Why do you have it?
That's my one book.
Is that right? Excellent. Do you have anything in your pockets that's going to beep?
Yeah, my organizer.
That's it? Your pen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Internal theft is looked upon very seriously by Future Shop and will be punished to the fullest extent of the law. You can help counter internal theft by reporting anything suspicious to the 1-800 number in your region.
Now on to merchandising. Number 1, it must be easy for the customer to understand. And what I mean by that is every item must have a tag with the correct price and features listed on it. It must be clean and dust-free, and backup stock should be located directly below the demo.
Now, you mentioned the policy of nobody walks. How do we tread the fine line between helping the customer and hassling them?
Timing. Never approach a customer who's on the walkway between departments. This is what we call the racetrack. Only approach customers who are in the department and then use a 3-step approach. Step 1, if you are within 5 feet of a customer, acknowledge them by smiling, saying hello, or nodding. Step 2, only approach customers who are looking for help or asking for help. Step 3, if a customer is involved with a product in the department, then we approach them at that time. Never approach the customer from behind because it may startle them into a just-looking response. Always make sure you approach the customer from the side or in front so they can see you coming. What you're about to see now is a very good verbal greeting.
Good afternoon, welcome to Future Shop. My name is Brad, and yours?
Hi, I'm Susan.
Nice to meet you, Susan.
Now notice the handshake. It's very firm, it's web to web, 1 or 2 pumps, and no wimpy stuff.
So, shaking hands is one way to show that you're the customer's friend. What else can we do to make our greeting better?
Put the customer at ease. Get the customer talking. It's very important that we find common ground so we can get the conversation going.
Ask the customer about their work, lifestyle, the weather if something significant is happening, current affairs, clothing, children, or sports. Avoid religion, politics, and anything negative.
Whatever the subject matter, be sincere. The customer will always spot a phony. Now, since body language is important, here's some tips on how you can improve your approach.
Smile, make eye contact, be enthusiastic, listen, have good posture, be positive, be polite, speak in a strong and confident voice, be sincere, and never challenge the customer.
So, let's take a look at how this all fits together in a successful greeting.
Good afternoon, welcome to Future Shop. My name is Brad, and yours?
Hi, I'm Susan.
Nice to meet you, Susan. How's your day going?
Very well, thanks.
Excellent. Are you working today or do you have today off?
I have the day off. I'm a student.
Oh, that must be nice. Where are you going to school?
Just at the local university?
You know, some of my friends go there. I've heard it's an excellent school.
It is.
Good deal. What are you studying?
I'm doing commerce, marketing.
Wow, marketing's a pretty broad field. What's your favorite part about marketing, Susan?
I think so far I like advertising the best.
Good deal. You know, we could use your skills here at Future Shop. We do a ton of advertising.
The goal of this section is to build a relationship with a customer in order to make a friend. Now, why do we want to do this? To gain their trust and confidence.
That brings this section to an end. Now please take some time to practice with your sales trainer the skills you have learnt and prepare yourself for the next section, pre-qualification. See you then. In section 1, you saw how to approach and greet a customer. Now we want to move on to determine what type of customer we are helping. Now this is called pre-qualification and it's vitally important for an effective use of your time. Let's take a look at a possible scenario.
Well, it sounds like this would be a good one for you. It's Panasonic and you like that brand.
Yes, I do.
And I've shown you how the different features work on it. When you first came in, you mentioned you're in a hurry. It's been about 15 minutes. You probably need to get going.
Yes, I have to go soon.
Okay, do you want to go ahead and get this one?
Sure, I have a few questions, but it's similar to what Gary suggested.
Gary. Oh, the Gary that works here?
Yes?
Well, I didn't realize you were working with him earlier.
Yes, I was.
I should have asked you that question. I tell you what, he's right over here. Why don't we go see if he's available to help us out?
Okay.
Okay, he's right over there.
Fairly frustrating for the salesperson. Caroline, is there a way that this could have been avoided?
Yes, and all it takes is asking one simple question.
So, is this your first time into our store, Susan?
Well, that saved a lot of time.
Yes, and as we go on, you'll see how it avoids conflict between staff, promotes teamwork, and avoids customer confusion. And here's 2 responses that you can expect.
So, is this your first time into our store, Susan?
Yeah, it is.
Great. What do you think of our store so far?
It's good. It's big. You have a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you know, we work very hard to make sure that we have a lot of selection on hand. We want to make sure that you can come in as one of our customers and make sure that you find something that really suits your needs real well. And that's important, don't you think?
For sure.
Yeah.
Note how the salesperson adapted the response to the customers. The customer said that they liked our selection, and the salesperson sold the company based on selection. Now, if the customer said that they were attracted to our prices, then the salesperson should sell the company based on price.
So, is this your first time in our store, Susan?
No, it's not.
Okay, last time you were in, was someone helping you out?
I think I was talking to Gary last time.
Well, you were, okay. Gary actually is off today, but I'd be more than willing to help you out on his behalf, and I'll let him know that you came back. Does that sound good?
That sounds great.
Okay.
It's important to help out each other's customers. Just remember, what goes around comes around.
So how do we continue our conversation with the customer?
What brings you in today?
My VCR broke down, so I need to get a new one.
Oh, I'm sorry. When do you plan on replacing your old one, Susan?
Now, the salesperson has just asked a buying question, and there's a number of different ways that we can ask this question. For example, if a customer is purchasing an appliance, you may want to ask, when did you want it delivered? Or if a customer is buying a car stereo, you may want to ask, when did you want to have it installed? Or let's just say the customer is purchasing a gift for a birthday present. You may want to ask, when is the birthday?
When do you plan on replacing your old one, Susan?
Within the next couple days.
The customer just gave a positive response to the buying question. So the next step is to ask the price range. Now, if the customer has a price range, you just continue on with company track. Now, if the customer did not have a price range, then the salesperson needs to give them the triplicate of choice.
Okay, that's okay. We have 3 price ranges here at Future Shop. Our entry-level VCRs go from $150 to $299. Those would include our 2-head mono units. And then our high-end VCRs go from $500 to $699. Those are Super VHS machines, and they have advanced editing features. Then our most popular VCRs go from $300 to $499. And those are going to be our stereo 4-head units, and they're going to be very easy to program. Which price range do you see yourself in?
About $300 or $400.
Notice the salesperson gave 3 price options and included features. In the triplicate of choice method, the salesperson first shows the low price point and then the high price point. Since the majority of customers fall into the mid price point range, we presented this range last, because last thing said is the first thing remembered.
When do you plan on replacing your old one, Susan?
Within the next couple days.
What would have happened if she had answered, perhaps in a couple of months, or if she answered no to a buying question?
Where the customer states a time frame of over 1 month, we want to treat them exactly the same way as if a customer was purchasing today. We want to make sure that that customer comes back when they're ready to make their buying decision. So we want to treat them like gold. And really think of it this way. It's a great time to introduce financing. To ensure the customer comes back, you need to do the following. Sell the company and offer financing, invite the customer to browse and give them some time to look around, then come back and see if they have any questions. Give your business card, get the customer's number, because you should already know their name, and last, explain the price beating policy before they leave the store.
What I'd like to do is tell you about one of our policies we have here at Future Shop. We have a 30-day price protection policy, and what that says is for 30 days after you make your purchase, if you find a lower price, you can return to our store and we will give you the difference plus 55% of the difference. So for instance, if it were a $100 difference, you get back $100 plus 55 additional dollars. Doesn't that sound good?
Wow, sounds great.
Okay, we also have a couple different financing offers. One is 90 days no interest and no payment, and then we have a 6-month no interest with minimum payments plan. Do either of those catch your interest?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, would you like me to go get you an application?
Sure, and I'll take it home.
Okay, sounds good. While I go get the application, why don't you go ahead and take a look at our VCRs. We have VCRs ranging all the way from $150 to $799. So when I get back, I'll answer any questions you may have.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, Susan, I found you an application.
Okay.
There you are. If you want to go ahead and fill that out and bring it back to us, that'd be wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Can I answer any questions about the VCRs?
No, actually, I'm just looking right now.
Okay. Let me give you my card.
Okay.
There you go. As you go out into the market, if you find anything that interests you, that you may have questions on, I want you to feel free to go ahead and give me a call.
Okay.
I want to provide you with the best possible customer service.
Okay.
Okay?
Thanks.
All right, great. I would also like to get your number so that if within the next couple of weeks I can check in with you and see if any questions have come up for you. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay, what was your number?
It's 555
555.
5312.
Excellent. And one last thing before you go, I want to tell you about our price beating policy. As you go out into the market, if you find a lower price, you can return to us and we'll beat that price by 55% of the difference. Doesn't that sound like a great deal to you?
Sounds great.
Excellent. Okay, then come back if you have any questions and also to get the best price in the market, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thanks
Thank you
very much, Fred. You've been a great
bet.
help.
Thanks.
So you heard a whole lot of information there. Let's just recap by hearing the conversation between customer and salesperson from beginning to end.
So is this your first time in our store, Susan?
No, it's not.
Okay, last time you were in, was someone helping you out?
I think I was talking to Gary last time.
Well, you were, okay. Gary actually is off today, but I'd be more than willing to help you out on his behalf, and I'll let him know that you came back. Does that sound good?
That sounds great.
Okay. What brings you in today?
My VCR broke down, so I need to get a new one.
Oh, I'm sorry. When do you plan on replacing your old one, Susan?
Within the next couple days.
Okay. And what is your price range?
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay, that's okay. We have 3 price ranges here at Future Shop. Our entry-level VCRs go from $150 to $299. Those would include our 2-head mono units. And then our high-end VCRs go from $500 to $699. Those are super VHS machines, and they have advanced editing features. Then our most popular VCRs go from $300 to $499. And those are going to be our stereo 4-head units. They're going to be very easy to program. Which price range do you see yourself in?
About $300 or $400.
The reason we are having this discussion is to categorize our customers, and that's the goal of Section 2. Now, we categorize customers into 2 groups, A or B customers. A customers are purchasing today or the next couple of days, and B customers are purchasing greater than 1 month. And we really want to ensure that those customers come back when they're ready to make their buying decision.
Well, that brings this section to a close. Now please take some time to practice with your sales trainer the skills you have just learned and prepare yourself for our next section, General Qualification. Now, this is one of the most critical sections, so whatever you do, make sure you're ready. I'll see you then. Hi, welcome to Section 3, General Qualification. In this section, we're going to find out about discovering information on the competition and the customer, and discovering the customer's hot buttons. Now, as I mentioned at the end of the last section, General Qualification is one of the most important sections. Here's Caroline Shine to tell us why.
The reason why Section 3 is so critical is because if we qualify really well, then everything else should fall into place. Plus, Section 3 has 3 goals, unlike the other sections which only have 1.
Let's get started by looking at what information we need before we can find the right product package for the customer.
How long have you been in the market for a VCR, Susan?
I've been shopping around for about a week.
Okay, and what have you seen that you've liked?
I saw a really nice Toshiba.
Excellent. What was it about that VCR that you really liked?
Well, it was 4-head.
Okay.
It was a stereo VCR.
It's very important.
And the clock was really easy to program.
Okay. Got to get away from that 12 o'clock,
That's right.
Okay, was there anything else about that VCR that you really liked?
No, that was about it.
Okay, and what was the price on that one?
I think it was around 400.
And do you remember what the model number was?
No, I have no idea.
Okay. My last question is, what were your reasons for not making the purchase there?
I still want to shop around.
Okay, very good.
Looks like we got some good information there.
Yes, we can learn from our competitors' mistakes. It gives us a guideline for our own product presentation, and it gives us a chance to remove objections before they happen.
Do the questions have to be asked in that order?
No, nor should we assume that the customer is only at one competitor. The goal of this section is to find out information about the competition, because to know your competition is to beat your competition.
So it's all about listening to the information the customer can provide. Do we have any more questions for the customer?
Yes, we've only just started. In order for us to find out what the customer wants, there are 8 topics we must cover. Previous ownership, related equipment, brand preference, warranty seed, accessory seed, lifestyle, additional needs, and ice breaking. Let's take a look at them one at a time.
You mentioned that you owned a VCR before. What kind of VCR was that?
It's an RCA.
Okay. And on the RCA, were there any features that you particularly liked or that you used quite often?
Sure, I recorded a lot from TV.
And was there anything about it that you didn't like?
Sometimes it was really confusing to program.
And how long did you own that RCA VCR?
I guess it's about 5 years old.
Okay. What kind of TV do you presently own?
I have a Toshiba.
And about how old is that, Susan?
It's the same age as a VCR.
So about 5 years. Okay, now you mentioned that you're looking for a stereo VCR. Can I assume that you're going to hook it up to your stereo system?
Yeah, I'm planning on it.
What kind of stereo system do you own?
A JVC.
And that's about how old?
It's just over a year.
Okay. How many speakers do you have hooked up to that JVC system?
I have two big ones.
Excellent.
We found out a bit about brand preference there too.
Okay, you mentioned that you have a Toshiba TV and that your VCR is an RCA and your stereo system is a JVC. What is it that helps you choose what brand to get at the time?
No preference, whatever's the best value at the time.
In the last scene, you'll note that the customer had a Toshiba television, a JVC stereo, and an RCA VCR. So we could say to the customer, it looks like your preference is for quality brands. Now, if the customer had all Toshiba products, then we can ask them, would you like another Toshiba? Now, we would never say this if the customer had brands that we did not carry.
You mentioned that you've been having some trouble with your VCR. Okay, have you considered having it fixed?
I have, but it'd be very expensive.
Yeah, it is pretty expensive these days to have them fixed. If it were still covered under warranty, do you think you'd go ahead and have it repaired?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, so having a long warranty you think is important? Okay, we can talk about that here in just a little bit.
But what if the customer has not had any opportunities with their equipment?
Well, I would suggest to them that they have been very fortunate because servicing can be very expensive.
You mentioned you're going to hook up your VCR to your stereo system, correct? Have you ever done that before?
No, never.
Okay, it's pretty simple to do, but I'll draw out a diagram so it's very clear for you. And you'll need a few extra cables.
Sounds wonderful.
Okay.
Now, what's the significance of these last two topics, CSP and accessories?
These play a very important role both for customer satisfaction and the salesperson. Let's take a quick look at a couple of scenarios.
In scenario 1, the salesperson has sold a customer a VCR and receives $15 in commission. In scenario 2, the salesperson has sold the same VCR but added CSP and some accessories to the package. This salesperson receives a commission of $35. Which scenario do you prefer?
Well, I know which one I'd prefer. Let's see what's next.
Now, you mentioned that you like to do a lot of recording, right? What types of shows do you like to record?
I record Melrose Mondays, Friends Thursdays, and X-Files on Sundays.
Okay, you, me, and everyone else I know. Those are very popular. What types of movies do you like to rent?
Action movies.
Okay, what's your favorite one?
Terminator 2.
Okay, very good. I'll be back. Just kidding. Is there anyone else that will be using the VCR?
My boyfriend will be using it.
Okay, and who do you think would be using it more, yourself or your boyfriend?
Definitely me. He'll just use it when he comes over.
Okay, sounds good.
Yes, I can see how these questions could be used to overcome a later objection, i.e., I can't make a decision right now because I need to discuss it with my partner.
That's right. By gathering information about the partner's preference at this early stage, we can really ensure that the customer is making the right decision for both.
So I guess based on the information gained so far, we have our answer to the 7th topic, additional needs.
Exactly. Based on all these questions, we should be able to find out some extra features that the customer may want, which can help us later on during product presentation.
So what about this final topic, icebreaking? Weren't we done with icebreaking back in section 1?
Actually, it's important to icebreak at every opportunity to continue building a relationship with our customers. Now this brings us to the second goal of section 3, which is to gather information about the customer. Why? To ensure we're selecting the right product package for the customer that'll suit all of their needs.
So I guess that having gained so much information on the customer, we should demonstrate to them now that we have actually been listening.
Yes, it's vitally important.
Other than what we've already discussed, is there anything else you would like your new VCR package to do for you?
I just want to make sure it's really easy to use.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Now this wording is ideal if a customer has little or no product knowledge or is intimidated talking about features. Now it's very easy to respond to because it focuses on what the customer would like the product to do for them versus talking about specific features. Now if a customer has a great deal of product knowledge, then we can ask it this way.
Other than what we have already discussed, are there any other features that you would like to have on your new VCR package?
I just want it to be really easy to use.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Notice the salesperson finished off by saying, "Is there anything else?" This is an excellent tool to use to make sure that we've gathered all the information about our customer. The third goal of this section is to find the customer's hot buttons. Now, hot buttons are features that the customer really wants and can get excited about.
We seem to have asked a lot of questions during that section, and you may be wondering, why so many? Well, the more we can understand about the customer's needs, the better we can help them to find the best value. Every single qualifying question leads to a feature, which leads to a specific product, and that is exactly where we want to lead. On that note, I'm going to say goodbye for now. Please take some time to practice the skills you have learned with your sales trainer and prepare yourself for the next section, positive value selling and product qualification. Hi, welcome back. Well, the last section was a really important one as it added 3 goals to the 2 we had heard already. So now let's just take some time to recap on all the goals of the company track so far.
The first goal you heard, the goal for Section 1, was to build a relationship with the customer. Then, in Section 2, we learned to categorize the customer. Section 3 had 3 goals. Firstly, to gather information about the competition. Secondly, to gather information about the customer. And thirdly, to find the customer's hot buttons.
So far, we've gathered a lot of information, and now it's time to narrow down to a specific product.
Okay, the customer said she had a price range of $300 to $400. I should try to match it to an SP1 or P1 product based on the information gathered from qualification. I can eliminate the low-end price point, and if the price falls into a P2 or P3, then I'll have to match accordingly. Ultimately, what product do I want to show the customer? The high-end one, I guess, but I need to know some details before I can do that. I need to know the differences between the base product and the top-of-the-line product in the highest marketing plan category. Then I can prioritize the differences based on the information I gathered during qualification. I'll pay particular attention to the customer's additional needs and hot buttons.
What happens if the customer doesn't qualify for the ultimate product?
That's okay. The whole purpose of qualifying is to ensure we find the right product for the customer.
At this stage, we have an idea which product we want to show the customer and which features they want or need. But should we assume that the customer has the same level of knowledge?
No, we can't just walk over to a product and say this is the one for you. We need to first educate the customer on features that they may not even be aware of. This is called implementation.
Earlier you mentioned that making sure your VCR was easy to program was important to you. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you heard of VCR Plus?
No?
Let me tell you about VCR Plus. I think you're going to love this feature. Let's say that Monday night comes along and you're getting ready to watch Melrose Place. You've got your popcorn and you're getting comfortable. All of a sudden the telephone rings and it's some of your buddies that are wanting to go out to a movie with you. Now you've got a dilemma. Do you watch Melrose Place or do you go to the movie and miss Melrose Place? If you have VCR Plus, all you have to do is grab your TV guide, and next to the listing of Melrose Place is a 5-digit code. Go ahead and enter that into your VCR. It automatically knows the date, the time it comes on, the time it turns off, and the channel. Very easy to use. You can go ahead and go to your movie now, and when you return, watch Melrose Place, because it'll all be recorded for you, or you can save it for a later time. Doesn't that sound like a feature you'd be able to use?
For sure, that sounds great.
So it's important to explode with enthusiasm, make the customer feel they really need the feature and can see themselves using it, and create mental pictures using the information gained from qualification.
Exactly. And they need to be presenting it by explaining feature, what it is, advantage, what it does, benefits, what's it going to do for the customer, and finally tie down, getting positive agreement.
And once we've gone through all the different features that we'd like to talk about, how do we make all this information crystal clear for our customer?
Well, we need to summarize the points discussed and agreed to during implementation.
So we're looking for a stereo VCR, and you want to have that VCR Plus programming so it's easy to record, say, Friends or the X-Files.
Right.
And you want to have one remote control to control all of your electronic equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to make sure that we include that commercial advanced feature, right?
Right.
Can you think of any other features that I may have missed that you'd like to have on your new VCR package?
No, that's it.
Now we need to make a smooth transition to the product.
Well, based on what you've told me, Susan, one of our most popular VCR packages will suit your needs best.
Why do we always describe the package as one of our most popular?
We can say most popular because 80% of our sales come from 20% of our products. And that 20% represents the best value for the customer, making it the most popular.
There are two different types of customer, ones who don't have a specific product in mind, and ones who saw a specific product that interested them.
How do we handle the customer who wants to see a product from one of our ads?
We need to treat the customer the same way we would treat a customer who had no specific product in mind. We need to take the time to educate the customer of their options. So really, the salesperson should just continue on with company track.
So what brings you in, Susan?
I saw a Mitsubishi in your recent flyer, and I'm looking for something like that.
When were you planning on picking up a VCR?
Hopefully within the next few days.
Okay, excellent. What price range were you thinking about?
Somewhere between $400 and $500.
What brings you in today?
Can you show me this Sharp VCR that you have advertised?
Actually, yes, that one is right here. This is the one that you saw in the ad.
We must present the advertised product first, if we haven't already done so. Then proceed like this.
It's a 4-head, stereo, on-screen programming VCR, and it's at a good price. As you can see, we have quite a few other VCRs in that same price range, and they vary slightly from feature to feature. Do you mind if I ask you just a few questions to make sure we find the best one for your needs?
Not at all.
What if we determine after qualification that the product which is the best value for the customer is different from the one in the advertisement?
For the sake of comparison, Susan, what I'd like to do is show you one of our most popular VCR packages which will suit your needs best.
I noticed that we now have two transition phrases. The one which we just heard, where there was an advertised product, and the one that we heard earlier on, where there was no advertised product. That one went like this.
Well, based on what you've told me, Susan, one of our most popular VCR packages will suit your needs best.
Positive value selling requires a salesperson to create additional needs by using the benefits of the value-added product and is the only acceptable way to sell. Negative value selling involves trying to sell one product by saying negative things about another. For example, it doesn't have this or it can't do that. This is very anti-customer service, therefore not tolerated by FutureShop. So to summarize, the goal of this section has been to create additional needs which will enable us to select the right product package for the customer.
Now you will have the opportunity to look at value selling in more detail and role play what you have learned. You'll want to listen carefully while your sales trainer goes over negative value selling and looks at the Nicole Parson article. Caroline and myself will be back for discussion of our next topic, the customer satisfaction plan. Before we enter this section, I'd like you to bear in mind what was the last thing we said to our customer. Hi, welcome to Section 5, where we're going to tell you all about our Customer Satisfaction Plan, or CSP. At the end of Section 4, I asked you to recall what was the last thing we said to our customer. Anybody remember? Well, it was one of the two transition phrases. Either the one where there was an advertised product, which went like this.
For the sake of comparison, Susan, what I'd like to do is show you one of our most popular VCR packages, which will suit your needs best.
Or the one where there was no advertised product.
Well, based on what you've told me, Susan, one of our most popular VCR packages will suit your needs best.
Now, if you will recall, these are called transition phrases because they allow us to make a smooth transition between product qualification and presenting the product. Product presentation is actually going to be Section 6, so you may be asking, why are we slipping CSP in here? Well, it's because an understanding of CSP is vital to an understanding of Section 6.
Our customer satisfaction plan is a continuation of the manufacturer's warranty with added value. It's not just an extended warranty.
I would like you to think about these 3 questions. Have you ever thought about how a manufacturer sets up their warranties? Well, they look at 2 things, probability of breakdown and time. When you first bring home a product, there's a higher probability of breakdown. Why? Because something could have happened during shipping and handling. You'll know right away if you have a defective product. Simply bring it back for a refund or exchange. After this point, the probability breakdown should be close to nil. But as time goes on, the probability breakdown will rise. If you were the manufacturer, where would you end your warranty? Before it rises, right? Well, as a customer, where would you want your warranty? Where the probability breakdown is highest. Doesn't that make sense? FutureShop's customer satisfaction plan protects the customer where they need it the most.
Let's get some ideas on what the perfect warranty would contain.
Well, when a customer buys a product, they buy the product to use it and enjoy it. So a perfect service plan would be quick and efficient and easy to use, would get the product back to them within a reasonable amount of time, and of course would be affordable for them. So a perfect service plan would be all of those things.
So warranty special is the transferability, the same peace of mind that I get from the warranty, I can transfer over to the next person.
Pretty close, actually. Here's a full list of CSP benefits for the customer.
Nationwide service. Peace of mind. 100% parts and labor. Transferable. 1-800 number. Authorized service technicians wherever possible. Protects your investment. Service as often as you need it. One-time charge. 60-day replacement guarantee. Saves money. Easy to use. Assured performance.
Now out of this list, what would be the most important benefits to you?
I think peace of mind and a one-time charge.
Okay, well those would be called your hot buttons.
How do you find these hot buttons?
You can find out the customer's CSP hot buttons through qualification.
Finding those hot buttons and selling the customer on CSP has benefits all around. For the salesperson, it means increased commissions, repeat business, increased customer satisfaction, recognition from coworkers, and increased chances for promotions. The company also benefits through greater customer satisfaction, repeat business, increased profit, and continued expansion.
A repeat business study records that buyers with CSP visited 4.6 times in 2 years, while those without CSP visited just 2.2 times in 2 years. How do we get customers excited about CSP?
We get the customer excited about our customer satisfaction plan by planting warranty seeds, which we did in Section 3.
Let's take a look at where to plant CSP seeds.
You mentioned that you've been having some trouble with your VCR. Okay, have you considered having it fixed?
I have, but it'd be very expensive.
Yeah, it is pretty expensive these days to have them fixed. If it were still covered under warranty, do you think you'd go ahead and have it repaired?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, so having a long warranty you think is important? Okay, we can talk about that here in just a little bit. I understand, Susan, that you've had your TV for about 5 years, is that right?
That's right.
How's it been performing for you?
It works great.
Wonderful. It sounds like high performance is something that you want to have. That's great. You also mentioned that you had a JVC stereo system. How's it performing for you?
Not so well.
Has it been having some troubles? Sounds like that might be frustrating for you.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, let's make sure your VCR performs real well and that we can avoid some of those sorts of troubles that you've had with your stereo system, okay?
Okay.
How often do you plan on using your new VCR, Susan?
About every day.
Wow, it sounds like you'll get a lot of good use out of it. I'm sure that you want to guarantee it to perform well, not just for a year, but for a few years, correct?
Right.
We can talk about that more in just a few minutes, all right?
Okay.
As well as knowing where to plant CSP seeds, there are other keys to a strong CSP presentation. These include belief, for example, sincerity and conviction. Sell the benefits, focusing on hot buttons. Be serious and control the sale. Maintain eye contact. Use tie downs. Use visual aids, example, the bathtub curve. Talk in terms of investment versus cost. Use a CSP binder. Break the price into monthly, weekly, and daily amounts. Relate the price to something tangible. Talk fast. Price last. Sell the benefits first before quoting any prices. Use a canned presentation. Know and quote how much servicing costs. Example, parts and labor. Get a second approach. And present to everyone. Don't make the decision for the customer.
The goal of Section 5 is to create the need for the customer satisfaction plan. To ensure that you're fully prepared, please read the CSP objections in your handout.
Now that you understand both the presentation of and the possible objections to CSP, you're ready to move on to the next section. Now, just before you do so, I'd like you to practice the skills you've learned about CSP with your sales trainer, because these are going to be really important for the understanding of the next section, Section 6. I'll be seeing you there. Hi, welcome to Section 6, Product Presentation. We've just heard all about CSP and its possible objections. Now it's time to think back to Section 4, because this is where we said the last thing to our customer.
Based on what you've told me, Susan, one of our most popular VCR packages will suit your needs best, and it's actually right behind you there.
Now it's time to present the product. Product presentation begins with a product introduction.
Right here. This is a ProScan 123.
The next step is a brand story. Brand stories promote product loyalty by providing the customer peace of mind about the manufacturer of the product.
This is a ProScan 123. ProScan is actually made by RCA. You've heard of RCA, right?
Right.
Yes. RCA introduced the ProScan line as the elite to compete with the Japanese models. And they're known for reliability and quality, which is important to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where do we get these brand stories from?
We get brand stories from trade magazines and the manufacturers themselves. So what's next? Next is a CSP seat. This is a really good complement to the product introduction. Now, earlier in Section 3, we talked about warranty seats. CSP seats are different because they really set the tone for the product presentation and give more specific information.
The ProScan, like most VCRs, comes with a manufacturer's warranty. The warranty that your VCR comes with is very important because, as you mentioned with your last one, servicing can be extremely expensive. We offer an exclusive customer satisfaction plan, which will give even more protection. I'll explain how that works later on.
Now, when you're presenting the product, it's important to present the hottest hot button first. Now, we know this because of information gathered through qualification.
Remember earlier when we were talking about VCR Plus programming?
Yeah.
Let me show you how that works. Go ahead and take the remote. Now, all you need to do when you want to program a show is hit the menu button and then type in that 5-digit code. Automatically, the VCR will then know the date it comes on, the time it comes on, the time it turns off, and the channel. So you can go about your day and enjoy yourself with confidence that the VCR will record your show for you. Doesn't that sound like a feature you'd love to have?
Definitely.
Okay. Besides having the VCR Plus programming, it also comes with a universal remote. Remember when you said you had your stereo, your TV, and your VCR and want to control all of them from one remote? See where it says VCR? Auxiliary stands for stereo, and then here is the TV. So you can control all of those units from one chair. You can sit back and control the universe and enjoy yourself. Doesn't that sound like a feature that would be helpful for you too?
Yeah.
Along with having VCR Plus programming and a universal remote, this VCR also qualifies for a 3-year customer satisfaction plan. Earlier you mentioned that you had some troubles with your last VCR and that having a longer warranty was important to you, right?
Right.
Well, for the next 3 years, if you have any troubles at all, our customer satisfaction plan would offer you peace of mind. For the total of 3 years, if you have any troubles, you can call us and we cover 100% parts and labor. Doesn't that sound good for you?
Sounds great.
Also, as a student, you might find yourself moving around after school, right? Well, what you can do is we have a 1-800 number that you can call from anywhere in the country. So if you move far away, you can still get local authorized service technicians to work on your VCR. And we make it very easy to use and convenient for you, which I'm sure is important.
For sure.
The price of our customer satisfaction plan for 3 years is $99.99, which basically comes down to $2.78 a month, which is not very much money. Does this sound like something you'd like to go with?
I'd love it.
Notice the salesperson presented feature, advantage, benefit, and tie down on the 2 hottest hot buttons. The third feature was CSP, Customer Satisfaction Plan. Why? In order to close as a package, we have to present as a package.
So once CSP has been presented, what are our options?
Present another feature.
Close.
We seem to have 2 answers here. Which is correct?
Actually, both these answers are correct, depending on the customer. The key is to gauge the customer's response. Now, here's some tips to ensure a better product presentation.
KISS. Keep it simple, salesperson. Get the customer involved in the discussion. Sell, don't tell the benefits. Use a planned presentation. Paint pictures using lifestyle information. Be enthusiastic. Use your body language or voice. Use lots of tie-downs. Talk in terms of ownership. Maintain eye contact. Use the customer's name. Don't oversell. Be precise and to the point. And use glamour words. Example, vivid, phenomenal, and unbelievable.
All these tips help us reach our goal, to create excitement about the product.
Now you know how to get the customer really excited about the product. I'd like you to practice the skills you've learned with your sales trainer. From here, it's time to close the sale. Caroline is going to show you how to do it right in our next section, the closing. Hi, welcome back. It's now time to discuss the close. Closing is defined as coming to an agreement with the customer on what they want. Everything that we have done up to this point has been working towards the close. This is why we built a relationship with the customer, spent time to qualify, and made sure to present the product. The main reason why customers do not buy is because they were never asked.
Timing is very critical for the close. When the customer is ready to make their buying decision, they'll give you some clues or buying signs.
Here are a few examples. Questions regarding price. How much is it with tax? Questions regarding availability. How many do you have left? Questions regarding payment. Do you take Visa? Questions regarding delivery. When can I have it delivered? Questions regarding ownership. How do I hook it up? Another example is positive body language. The customer is leaning forward, nodding, and smiling.
When you see any one of these signs, be prepared to close. And remember, it's better to close too soon and too often than too late and not enough. And if you don't ask for the sale, your competition will. Now, there are many different types of closes, and here are some examples of popular ones.
The 5 most popular closes are the trial or test close, the direct close, the assumptive close, the alternate close, and the smallest item close. You will now see how to use each of these closes.
Susan, can you see how this VCR package will suit your needs?
Yeah.
This is called a trial close, and it should be used before you attempt any other close. It's very similar to a tie down, and it really checks the customer's readiness to make a buying decision.
All right, do you want to get it?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Wonderful.
That was very direct and to the point, and that's exactly what it is, a direct close. Just ask for the sale. This is probably used more than any other close.
I'll go get your VCR package and be right back.
Okay.
That was an assumptive close because we're assuming the customer is buying. It's important that you use a trial close and get positive agreement to your tie downs before you attempt to close.
Would you like the RCA 100 or the RCA 200?
This is an example of an alternate close. It's a very powerful close because it's not a question of if the customer is buying, but which one are they going to take. Be specific about brand and model, and only use Super P1 or P1 products. And remember, last thing said, first thing remembered.
Would you like to take our customer satisfaction plan as well?
The smallest item close is based on the premise that it's a lot easier to close on the smaller item than the larger one. It's very similar to an assumptive close, and it's excellent to use with CSP and accessories.
Okay, so we know how to close. Let's see if we can find any inside hints on how to make our closing more effective. Caroline, do you have any tips on closing the sale?
Yes, number 1 rule, ask for the sale and be silent. Give the customer a chance to think about it. They're probably leaning towards yes if they're silent, because if they wanted to say no, they wouldn't have to think about it.
Okay, so do you think that this one would suit your needs well?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, do you want to get it?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Wonderful.
Number 2, be assertive.
So what's the difference between assertive and pushy?
Pushy is selling something to the customer that they don't need or want. Assertive is doing whatever it takes within the rules to achieve your goal. Close the sale.
What else can a salesperson do to make their closing more effective?
Be persistent. Don't be afraid to ask for the sale and look for other opportunities to close.
So, always keep trying.
Be bold and confident. If you're not confident when you ask for the sale, why would the customer be?
So what's the golden rule?
Always be closing!
See, it's as easy as ABC. Now let's go back to Caroline, who's going to summarize what we've learned so far.
The goal of Section 7 is to close the sale. Surveys show that 80% of salespeople never ask for the sale. We need to be the 20% that do.
Now we're going to leave you to practice what you've learned with your sales trainer, role play, and discuss the article, A Positive Necessity for Sales Success. We'll be seeing you soon for our next section, Objections. Welcome to Section 8, where we tackle the topic of objections. What is an objection exactly? It's a reason or an excuse not to buy. It may also be the customer's way of asking for more information. Before we can deal with objections, we need to know what causes them.
There are 5 main causes of objections: poor qualification, failure to create a relationship with the customer, failure to create excitement about the product, poor timing of the close, and failure to use tie-downs.
Well, if this at all sounds familiar, that's because it resembles the goals the company track. So is it safe to say that if we achieve all our goals, then we shouldn't be getting any objections? Well, this may be true in a perfect world, but we can make mistakes and we definitely will get objections. But it's important to recognize what are the different types of objections you'll be dealing with. Well, here's a list of the most common ones.
The 5 most common objections are price or value, hesitation, significant other, shop around, and discount.
Objections are not difficult to handle. Here's a way to make it easier.
Firstly, empathize with your customer. I understand your concerns, Susan. Next, restate your customer's objections so it is easy to overcome. Thirdly, isolate your customer's objections. For example, other than this, is there anything else standing in the way of making your decision today? Finally, satisfy the customer's objections by using the following tools: guarantee lowest price, price protection, marketing philosophy, relate the price to something tangible, and break the price down to yearly and monthly cost. Having satisfied the customer's objection, you can move on to the trial close, then finally, the close. There are many tools available to help you do this, and please consult your workbook for excellent examples.
Now let's take a look at how it works in practice.
It's a little bit more than I wanted to pay.
I understand, Susan. You want to make sure you get the best value for your investment, right?
Right.
Is there anything else that would be keeping you from making your decision today?
No, that's it.
See how the customer gave the price objection and the salesperson restated it by saying value for your investment. Then the salesperson isolated the objection to make sure that they were dealing with the only one. Now the next step is to satisfy the objection before continuing.
One of the neat things about working here at Feature Shop is that we have a lowest price guarantee. Part of that is that I get to go out into our competitors' stores and check prices. We also check their ad prices to make sure that ours are the lowest in the market. If I find a lower price, then I come back and change our tag price immediately. We also cross-check the different brands that our competitors offer with the features that come with them to make sure that we offer the best value. And that's our goal, is to offer the best value in the market. Can you see how that policy is a benefit for you?
Mm-hmm, definitely.
Wonderful. Then with that in mind, you want to go ahead and get the VCR, Susan?
Yep, I'll take it.
In this scenario, the salesperson used a guaranteed lowest price policy to overcome the customer's objection of price, and it seemed to work very well. Now, if it hadn't worked well, there's many more tools that the salesperson could have used.
Here is a list of other tools you can use to overcome the customer's objection on the basis of price. Sell the price protection policy, sell the marketing philosophy, relate the price to something tangible, and break the price difference down into yearly and monthly cost.
Make sure that if you're using a policy as a tool to satisfy the customer's objection, that you sell it, don't tell it. Next, you want to gauge the customer's response. If it's positive, you want to do a trial close and close. If not, you want to refer to the tools available to you to satisfy the objection. Now, regardless of what the objection is, if the customer is going to leave the store without purchasing, you want to make sure that you do the following.
Here's my card, Susan. I want you to feel free to give me a call if you have any questions at all. No matter where you go or what you see in the market, it's important to me that I offer you the best customer service in the market. So please give me a call, okay?
Okay.
Also, we offer a price beating policy that I want to make sure you're aware of. If you find a lower price anywhere, we will not only match that lower price, but we'll beat it by 55% of the difference. So for instance, if it were a $100 difference, we would match the price and then give you $55 additional off. Or if it were a $200 difference, we would match their price and then give you $110 additional off. Can you see how that would be incredible savings for you?
For sure.
Wonderful. So if you find a lower price somewhere, let's say $100, what are you going to do?
I would buy it.
Oh, if you did that, you might lose out on some money that I could give back to you. If you came back to our store, then I would give you the $55 additional off their price, right?
Okay.
Okay, so if you found it for even, say, $200 off, what would you do?
I'd come back to you, Brad.
Wonderful. And then I'd be able to give you the best price in the market and help take care of you. All right?
Okay.
All right, you have a wonderful day, and it's nice to talk to you and to answer your questions. If you have any questions at all, be sure to give me a call.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Now let's take a look at another two objections that you're going to be dealing with: hesitation and significant other. These two are very similar, and that's how we're going to treat them. They're very similar because in both cases, the customer is concerned about making the right decision. Now, it's whether they're making the right decision for themselves alone or right decision for themselves and a significant other. Now, what we need to determine is what they're going to be hesitating about. Is it the product or is it the price?
Thanks very much, but I really need to look around some more.
I understand, Susan. You want to make sure that you make the right decision, right?
Right.
Is it the price that concerns you, or is it the product?
If the customer is hesitating about price, you can use an earlier example from the price value objection, and you should refer to your workbook. Now, if the customer is hesitating about the product, then use a step close.
Well, I guess it's the product.
Besides the product concern that you have, is there anything else that would be keeping you from making your decision today?
No, that's it.
Okay, I'm a little bit confused, Susan. We talked about some different features that sounded like you wanted. You mentioned that you wanted one remote control to control all of your electronic equipment in your room, and that was when we talked about the universal remote. That was something you wanted, right?
Right.
You also mentioned that you were going to be doing a lot of recording on your TV. You want it to be very easy for you to record and program. That sounded like something that was important to you, right?
Right.
And that after you recorded those shows, you wanted to be able to watch them without having to watch the commercials. You want to be very efficient to get through those commercials. And that sounded like something that was important to you too. Is that correct?
Right.
I'm a little confused as to if there's a feature that you wanted that is not on the VCR, or if there's a feature that's on the VCR that you don't feel you need.
No, I guess it's what I need.
Okay, so do you think that this one would suit your needs well?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, do you want to get it?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Wonderful.
Here's a tip regarding the significant other objection. You should know ahead of time that this objection could arise. Where would you find this out? Well, through qualification in Section 3.
Is there anyone else that would be using the VCR?
My boyfriend will be using it.
Okay, and who do you think would be using it more, yourself or your boyfriend?
Once you discover that the customer is purchasing for a significant other, it's really important that you qualify for both parties. You need to be talking in plurals and have the customer feel that they're really making the right decision for both people. Now, another objection you can come across is a shop around objection. It's really important that you know your competition very, very well, because to know your competition is to beat your competition.
Thanks very much, Brad, but there's one more place I want to go first.
I understand, Susan. You want to make sure that you get the best value in the market, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything besides that that would be keeping you from making your decision today?
No, that's it.
Okay. Where were you planning on going?
I was going to go next door.
And do you mind if I ask, what were you going to check for there?
Just check their prices.
Okay. I tell you what, why don't we go there together and check? No, I'm just kidding, actually. But I do have something I'd like to show you that I think will help you make your decision. Do you mind if I grab it real quick?
Not at all.
Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, Susan, here we go. This is what we call our shopping binder. As I mentioned earlier, we go out into the market and shop our competitors. Let me show you what to expect when you go there, okay? You can open it up here, and next door, there we go. Mm-hmm. Okay, here's a list of the VCRs. You can see that I was there yesterday checking prices. Right. Here is a VCR that you're looking for, and their price is $459. And you can see our price is $429, so we're $30 less than they are. Here's a similar VCR. This is a Toshiba. They're at $439 and we're at $429. So again, we're $10 lower than their price. As you look down the list, in every scenario, we have the lower price. Can you see that? Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you see how it's a benefit to you that we actually go out and do all the shopping? We spend our time doing that so that you don't have to spend your time shopping the market. We know the market very, very well, so we can offer the best customer service. You name the competitor, I can show you the shop.
I believe you.
Great. So with that in mind, do you want to go ahead and get the VCR?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, great.
Remember, there are many other tools available that you can use to overcome objections. And you can refer to your workbook for a list of them. Now let's move on to the easiest objection to satisfy of all, the discount objection. Many customers are very uncomfortable asking for a discount, and in most cases all you have to do is simply say no. But let's talk about what happens if the customer is a little more persistent.
Brad, you've been great and I really like the product, but I want a discount.
I understand, Susan. You want to make sure that you get the best possible price, right?
Right.
Is there anything besides that that's keeping you from making a decision right now?
No, that's it.
Okay, let me tell you about one of the neat things about Future Shop. We have a fair price policy, and what it ensures is that everyone gets the same fair price, the lowest price in the market. My job is to lower our tag price if someone has a lower price, not to discount. If customers have to negotiate for price, then everyone gets a different price. Would it be fair to you, Susan, if I gave you one price, and then later on today someone came in and I offered them a lower price?
No.
Exactly. Would it be honest of us to offer different prices to different people?
No, I guess not.
That's true. And so can you see how this policy is a benefit for you, making sure that you get the same fair price everyone else does, and that that price is in fact the lowest price in the market?
I see your point.
Great. Keeping that in mind, do you want to go ahead and get the VCR?
Yep, I'll take it.
Wonderful.
Wow, it appears we have an answer for everything.
Yes, we have been given a lot of tools to overcome the customer's objections, and chances are we will satisfy the objection. It's important that you recognize all the options available to you because the goal of Section 8 is to overcome the customer's true objection.
Your customer should now be satisfied that they are making the right decision and proceed to purchase. But of course, customer service does not end there, as you're going to find out in our next section, post-sales. So, the sale should now be closed and the objections overcome. But that doesn't mean an end to customer service. In this final section, we're going to look at how to care for the customer after they've made their buying decision. It all begins at the computer terminal.
Well, I think you're going to love your VCR, Susan. And here are the accessories that you needed. This cable will go from your VCR to your TV, and this one goes from the VCR to the stereo system, so you'll be set. Okay. And also for all the recording that you said you're going to be doing, here's a special we have right now. You get 3 tapes for the price of 2, so you'll be set there. Okay. Sound good?
Super.
All right. So let's go ahead and put it in the computer. What is your phone number?
555-5312.
You're already there. Excellent. Okay. How did you want to pay for it?
I'm going to use my debit card.
Okay, if you want to grab that out. So you're going to rent Terminator 2 tonight?
I think I have to.
Excellent. I think you'll enjoy it. It's one of my favorites too, so I'm glad you like it. All right, there's your card. And that's the, go ahead and put your code in, but real quick, this is the VCR, and then our customer satisfaction plan, and the accessories you got, and there's your total.
Okay.
Okay. Alrighty. There's your receipt.
Okay.
And I'll turn these in. And I mentioned too that I had a diagram for you. Those are right here. Those are pre-printed up, so go ahead and use that as far as hooking it up. And if you have any questions, you can also feel free to give me a call.
Okay,
All right? Wonderful.
Thanks.
Here, let me get that for you.
That's okay, I can get it.
No, really, I'd be honored if I could take it out for you.
Okay, thanks very much.
Excellent. Well, this looks like a fun car.
It is a lot of fun.
Good deal.
Here, let me get these for you.
There we go. Now, before you go, Susan, I'd like to give you, number one, I'd like to give you one card for yourself.
Okay.
If you have any questions, I want you to feel free to go ahead and give me a call. Okay?
Okay.
Also, I've tried to give you the best customer service possible today. If you feel I've done a good job, I'd like to give you a couple extra cards so you can give them to someone that might be looking for some electronics. You can send them in and I'll give them the same service I've given you.
Okay, I'll do that.
Wonderful. Also, a way that you can save some money, I want to tell you about our 30-day price protection plan. For 30 days now, if you find a lower price, you can come back and I'll not only match the price, but I'll beat it by 55% of the difference. So you actually get some money back. Does that sound good?
Sounds great.
Wonderful. You know, there's a lot of different places that you could shop for electronics. I appreciate you coming to Future Shop. If you have any questions, I want you to please give me a call, all right?
Okay, thanks, Brad. You've been great.
Wonderful. It's nice talking to you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Take care, Susan. Good afternoon. Is Susan in? Susan, this is Brad calling from Future Shop. How are you? Great. Yes, you bought a VCR from me yesterday, and so I'm just checking to see how it's working out for you. You're enjoying it. Very good. Did you get it set up last night? Uh-huh. Okay, it was pretty easy for you. That's great. And that diagram, did that help out? Good. Excellent. Okay, now here's a big question for you. Did you rent Terminator 2? You did? I was just kidding. I didn't think you were actually going to rent it. Uh-huh. Okay, how did you like it? It's the same the 8th time as the first time. That's wonderful. Okay, did you have any questions for me on the VCR? No, everything seems to be going smoothly? Okay, well, I'll tell you what, I sure appreciate your business, and I'm glad that you're enjoying your new VCR. If I can help you out at all, let me know, okay? All right, you have a wonderful day. You bet. Take care.
Callbacks are done to ensure that the customer is satisfied with their product. Now, if the customer has a problem with a product, callbacks provide us with a proactive opportunity to resolving them. We need to ensure that the customer is satisfied to the end. Callbacks are beneficial for the customer, the salesperson, and the company.
The benefits of callbacks are they increase customer satisfaction, create future sales and repeat business, and make customers less likely to return products. Callbacks are unique to Future Shop and provide personal satisfaction for the salesperson.
It's important to be doing callbacks for the right reasons, not just because someone is asking you to.
We must adopt a customer-focused attitude.
Exceptional customer service is giving the customer far more than they expect.
People are willing to pay more money for good service. Take Nordstrom's, for example. When we provide exceptional customer service with the lowest prices guaranteed, then there's no reason why we can't be one of the top retailers in North America. But we won't be able to do it without you. Everyone needs to be living by the goal of Section 9, ensure total customer satisfaction.
Hello, I'm George. I've been with Future Shop for 13 years, and I contribute my success in this company by religiously following our marketing plans and, of course, do our weekly callbacks. From the callbacks, I usually get 5 or 8 numbers to recall, and they usually multiply themselves because of referrals. So I think referrals and determination to get the sale is the key of my success. Plus, working in a professional-friendly environment also helps a lot to the overall success and my success and the company's success.
We must develop more fans. That means wowing the customer at any opportunity.
Wowing the customer involves 3 important elements. These elements determine how satisfied a customer will be with a product or service. The first element reflects what basic service or product the customer expects to receive. For example, a customer wants to purchase a computer. Their basic need is for the product to be in stock at the time of purchase and working correctly. The second element is the support that comes with the basic product or service. Example, salesperson has good product knowledge and is going to be attentive and answer all of their questions. The third element is the enhancement and the delight the customer feels when their expectations are exceeded. Ways that we currently are delighting the customer are callbacks, carrying the product out to their car, no lineups, and on-the-spot financing. This third element or outer ring takes very little time or money, but the payback can be enormous. If the customer is happy, they will be back to buy from you. Now, these are just examples. It's important that we always try to go out of our way to wow the customer. Don't forget that the customer's opinion is formed on the overall experience, not just on the basic product or service.
Have you ever called up a business to get information and found the person at the other end rude or unhelpful, and based on that decided never to shop at that business?
I know I have. I think everyone makes hasty decisions from time to time.
Chances are we don't stop and think that maybe they're having a bad day or they're not feeling very well. As customers, all we care about is getting good service. So in light of this, how should we treat our own customers who are calling in?
As a customer.
A fantastic customer. They're calling because they want to buy something they think we might have.
So what should we do the next time the phone rings?
Thank you for calling Future Shop Discount Supercenters. Harmon speaking. Where may I direct your call?
Are there certain points we should bear in mind when answering the phone?
Yes, the customer may not be able to see you, but your smile will be heard and felt. Plus, never forget that other customers in the store can see you, and it's important to send them a positive message. Always watch your body position when on the floor, when selling or talking to a customer on the phone. Ensure your body is positioned so that the floor can be seen at all times. If a customer walks into the department, you can make eye contact with them and motion that you will be with them in a moment. This will help both customer service and security.
That brings this part of your sales training to an end. I'd like to thank you all for listening and wish you the best of luck in your future with Future Shop.
Remember Vince Lombardi's saying, perfect practice makes perfect. I'd like to take this opportunity to wish you all great success with your new career at Future Shop. And remember these 3 things: practice, practice, and practice some more.